Hello, everybody. I'm working on a 2000 Dodge Ram 1500 5.2 liter. I am converting it to electric fan, and I wanted to show people what you can do and what not to do. Well, I can't show you what I can tell you what not to do, but I want to show you what I've done to my truck. And what I did is I got a fan off of a 2000, I think 14 Dodge Ram 2500 6.4 Hemi. I got the fan off of it, the electric fan. Uh, I hooked it into my truck, and it does work. It does keep it cool. The air conditioner works good sitting still. Uh, if you're at a red light, you still got cold air. It will not kind of warm up, like it does with a clutch fan. Uh, the temperature does rise when you're sitting still too, and on the um, instrument panel or your temperature gauge does go up just a little. Some Dodges do climb a little bit higher over 210, but if it goes way past 210, that's not normal. But sometimes they do go past 210, and that's normal for these types of trucks in that hot kind of weather. It depends on what oil you're running. But I want to show you what I've done to my truck. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but there is an electric fan up under there. And what I did is I ran a ground wire from my fender down there, and I hooked a relay. You're going to have to go buy one of these, the relay. I took a wire off the relay, the hot wire, and ran it to my battery wire that goes straight to my battery. Sorry if you can't see it real well. Focus. Okay. It's running from my fuse box to my battery, and I got another wire running to this fuse, which goes to the blow motor relay, because when I cut the key on, the fan comes on. When the key is on, it's constantly on. So anyway, I got all these wires ran, and I got another wire ran right here from that relay. If I can get out from under there, from that relay, if you see the wire I'm wiggling, straight down to my fan. You do got to be careful when you're doing this stuff. Do testing first. Don't go and throw it all in thinking, hey, that's gonna work. But I'm gonna turn it on and let you hear it. I did have it running a while ago, but it does work with the key on. You can hear it. It's pulling toward. It's going that way, so it's got a suction that's pulling it that way. Now, if I hooked these two wires, the ground to the positive, it would be a pusher. But being a pusher, that would kind of fight when you're going down the road. The air is going to be going that way, and your fan's blowing that way. It will fight. So, yeah, don't do that unless you're putting the fan like on this side. But if you see that fan is really huge, it takes up nearly the whole shroud. Uh, Two, some people tell you not to put the shroud back on. Bad idea, because your fan does need all that. It needs all that suction to suck through where your condenser is and everything else. It does need that kind of suction to do that. It works pretty good. I'm gonna turn it off because I don't want it to run down my battery. I can turn it on into accessory. Um, like where I got it now, it's in accessory because my radio and stuff's still on. Um, this truck, if you see, has a lot of miles on it, and where it's sitting now is because the truck's sitting still. Uh, that's the only reason why it's warmed up that high. I'll close that door. But as far as that, uh, the fan does good. I've had it on there for about since this no October. I meant to do a video on it, installing it, but my phone would not record like I wanted it. I wanted it to flip around where I could flip, you know, and this phone don't do that. So I did it on Facebook, which I can't convert it over to YouTube. So anyway, two, if anybody else is having problems, which I may have done this in another video, with your if your floor is getting wet in your Dodge Ram on the passenger side, you do got, and it's only wet like when you run your air conditioner. Don't think it's your heater core just yet. Uh, if it's your heater core, you'll notice because it'll be green. If you're running water, it's not a good idea because, uh, especially in the summer, the truck does need coolant in it. But it won't hurt to run water. But you got to think of your the components in there. They're going to start rusting, and what the antifreeze does, it keeps it from rusting and everything, keeps everything lubricated. But down here, if I don't know how well you can see it, you see there's a like a heater hose right here. There's a line that comes out straight going that way for your condenser to drip off. But when the wind is coming in from this way, it pushes the water back and holds the water into the cab, and it will soak your floorboard under, like, if you see mine's dry as a bone. It will be soaking wet right here. But I did put a hole in the floor because that was happening. I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't figure it out, and it took me a couple of years to figure it out because nobody on YouTube had it put up yet or what the problem was. So what I did is I went and got a heater hose. I don't know what size it is. You may have to get up under there and do it by hand, or if you can get a measuring tape in there, by all means try. But I don't got a hose clamp on it because it's tight fit. If you can get a hose that's a tight fit, do it. But I'll show you what I did. If you see, it is dripping. I got it ran and strapped right there all the way up. Let's see if I can get the phone. You see where my hose is going to there? I got it running straight down to here. And the reason why I had it cut to about right there, that's where the hose is originally cut off. And it was dripping on this. I can't remember what they call it. But anyway, it was dripping in here. So every time I parked, I didn't see no water because it was building in here. But what I did is I stretched the hose and made it drip right there. It don't hurt to be that long. Just make sure you got a bunch of tie straps, those zip ties, and zip tie it to either the frame or to this hose that I got it strapped to right there. And just let it sit right there. Try not to let it be too long where it would near touching the ground. Just cut it off to your length, whatever you think. I wanted it right there. I may just cut it off here in a minute because I think that may be too long, but I'm comfortable with it, to be honest. And as far as that's what I've done, and it stopped the floor from getting wet up underneath the carpet. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I did a video of the fog lights on my truck, and basically somebody said I was just showing to show off, and I wasn't doing that to show off. At that point in time, I was I'm a one-man crew when I'm working on my truck. Not because I want to be. It's just when I do these things, my friends are not around. So anyway, the fog lights, I got them. Let's see where I have them. I have them ran to my headlights, to the wiring in my headlight loom, if the phone will focus. From the fog lights up underneath, you can run the wires to your headlights and hook them up, not directly to the headlights themselves. Try to get your test light and test the connections going to your headlights. You want them hooked up to your tail lights. You can also have them hooked to your high beam. Um, well, I don't know. There's other ways you can do it, but the reason why I've done it this way and didn't put the switch in there because I don't want. I like my interior to look. I don't want it to look like there's been buttons put all over the place. I want it to look good. So that's what I did and hooked it into the tail lights. So when my tail lights are on, the fog lights are on. When the brights come on, they don't go off. I've been thinking about changing that since I've kind of upgraded to wiring kit where I can wire better. Two, I made a video too of the cam set, bleh, the camshaft position sensor on this truck. If you hadn't seen that video, I think it's in their Project Dodge Ram. If you go up onto my videos, I do gaming too. I'm kind of back and forth until I find my niche into where I want to be in YouTube. This is what I enjoy doing. This kind of working this truck. Uh, well, not just this truck, any kind of vehicle I can get my hands on. I was good at fixing vehicles that had carburetors and stuff on them. Actually, I still am. Just when I upgraded to this truck, it's all been fuel injection and everything else. So anyway, so like I said, this is not a video to show off. And there's been a lot of people that told me that you can't upgrade your stereo to a bigger one. They're lying. Um, I put this stereo right here in here. And if I can get in here better, because I have stuff in my passenger seat. If you see, if I pull this off, the radio will still come out, but with the way I got it in there, it's in there tight enough. Okay, you have to cut. There's other videos of this. You cut the bezel right here to even with the radio. You don't have to do this. You can go online and probably find something better. If you don't want to have to blow a lot of money to do something like this, or to get a bezel that it would fit this and do all this other kind of crap, this is the way to do it. See, if I can get it out, because it's in there. All right, there we go. All right, see how I have it in there? I had to cut. There's a piece up top. My radio will stay right there. There's a piece up here that you're gonna have to cut and go back. What I did, I did it with a soldering iron. But if you see, it winded up enough for me to get my stereo in there. You see how big it is. Now, these trucks cannot handle these types of huge stereos. And I'm going to leave that just like that because there's a wire that's been bugging me. I cut it just perfect enough where it's a tight fit, where it just don't rock around in there. This radio right here, this dual radio, I wouldn't recommend it. And the reason why I say I wouldn't recommend it, and I know there's a lot of people out there that's going to dog me on this, but hear me out. This one, every time when I go to change a station or whatnot, it freezes. And then sometimes it'll come back up. But there's been times when I turn the volume up just a little bit, it don't do anything, and then all of a sudden it goes all the way up, back down, all the way up, and like there's a freaking ghost in there turning it up and down, up and down. I do have a remote on my phone that controls this stereo where I can control the volume, but I wasn't even touching my phone when I did this. So, it's weird. But also, I went ahead and redone the dash out of some cardboard, and I took some headliner epoxy, and I molded the cardboard to my dash. I measured out where the vents are, each one all the way to the driver's side, and I cut the holes out. This is before I put the carpet on. So when I put the carpet on, I cut the carpet out and glued it. Now, stupidly, I used staples to hold this together. I don't know why I did that, but I took it back off and put that headliner adhesive and folded it and It looks all right. I mean, it looks good for what's actually going on up underneath. If you see over there, this is all cardboard. Um, the reason why I've done this is because of people complaining on this on a forum before that their wiring was getting overheated because it's sitting in the sun. Now you can stop that problem if you can't immediately do this. Go get you a sunshade like this thing right here and put over your window and keep your windows cocked down just a little bit, if you're in a place where you're scared somebody's gonna break in your car, just keep your windows up like you always do. But just get a window cover, and you should be fine. But to also too that you can't control the heat in the car. If it's blazing hot outside, it's still gonna heat up under that dashboard. But with the sun being directly onto the wires, it's drying out the wires because it's directly on it. So it will hurt it bad. But if you keep cover on the window, you should be fine. Um, what I did is I bought that thing. Plus, I tinted the windows in the truck myself, but I need to redo them. But the reason I did all this because somebody came up to the window of my truck when I was in the store, just looking at my truck like this before I had the windows tinted, just looking into my window directly at that stereo that I have. And I was like, can I help you? Oh man, I was just looking at that stereo you got. What kind is that? And I told him what it was. I said, I would appreciate it if you didn't just sit there looking at my truck. So they went on, and I'm like, okay, I got to get something that it's going to be hard for them to see in my truck, especially if I got a window cover over the windshield and the back window tinted, because nobody's going to try to get in the back of your truck and look through it, especially where I was at, because they have cameras all out there. Anyway, so I tinted my windows in my truck. It don't look like it now, but they are tinted. I did it all myself. There are some. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not. Put my hand behind it. I don't know if you could see. Yeah, if you could see the bubbles in it, that happened probably about a month. Probably not a month. Probably about a year later, it started doing that. I don't know what I did wrong. The driver's side is not doing that. The back glass is doing it just a little bit. Um, I really don't know what I did wrong, but anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. I hope if anybody wants to do an electric fan conversion and people are telling you it does not help your truck, they're lying to you. I'm not telling you it's going to give you tremendous horsepower, but I noticed a little increase, just a little, not a lot, but an increasement in fuel mileage. I mean, it got a lot better fuel mileage than what it did get because I had to go to Oklahoma from where I'm at. From where I'm at to Oklahoma to where I was going is 347 miles. So I filled my truck up here where I'm at, and I got probably 60 miles out to where I was going. And I wasn't directly on empty. My fuel light hadn't come on yet, and I got there. I had to fill it right back up, but I got there, and my daughter decided she wanted to take me 30 miles out of the way from where we were in Oklahoma. I filled up over in the place I was at, and we had to drive back to where my brother is in Oklahoma, and then drive back to where I'm at. So on down the road, I had a little problems with the truck. It pissed me off, and I got so upset about it. It was because the transmission cooler line broke off and emptied the transmission of the transmission fluid in it. And that was partially my fault because I changed the transmission in this truck at one point in time, and the line got kinked, and they're asking a lot for that cooler line. So what I did is I cut it in half and put a like a what was it? kind of like a high pressure gas line hose on it, and the hose popped off because the freaking hose clamp failed, and it pissed me off because that was a new hose clamp. I didn't over tighten it. It's just something, I guess, whatever was made inside the clamp part of it or whatever broke, and it popped off. So it emptied the fluid in my transmission. So anyway, I got probably about 329 miles in, and I had to fill the truck up because it was dead on empty, and it was on red. Let's just put it that way. And I filled the truck back up, and now it's probably 50 miles out. No, not 50 miles. Yeah, 50 miles from home. So it did pretty good. Uh, this was in high traffic and on interstate. Half of it was in small towns, driving through small towns, and then having to get on the interstate. If I was interstate all the way, instead of just going through little towns and having to jump on the interstate and slowing down, speeding up because of I'm having to get off the interstate to go onto another interstate, it probably would have done better. But there's no road you're going to find that's going to be straight interstate all the way to where you want to go. At least I'm guessing. But anyway, that's I had the electric fan on there in this truck. When I was telling you this truck was getting good fuel mileage, that's the electric fan. Um, it did quit on me because of it was used, and I got it off a used truck, and had to fix it. I had it off all ago, and about the time I was putting it back on, I was like, I should have filmed that. But anyway, it does improve fuel mileage. I don't look for it to drastically improve. I haven't really hooked a trailer to this truck to see the haul any heavy loads to see if that fan could handle a heavy load or whatever. This was in the winter time, uh, so I want to go back up to where I was because I want to. My daughter's up there in Oklahoma, and I want to go see her. So it'll be a little test to see if this fan can handle it. Well, I'm gonna keep my clutch fan with me. Never throw your clutch fan away. Always keep it with you just in case. You never know. Because if you look online to see how much they cost, both of them together, you will put them in the back of your truck or put them at least somewhere where it won't get stolen. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this video here. If anybody wants to know more, I don't know a lot about Dodge trucks, so if you're thinking that I'm a professional mechanic like on Dodges, I'm not. I'm just kind of like I wouldn't say shade tree mechanic. I know what I know. I can help you out with problems I'm having. I'm having problems on this truck that I can't figure out too. When it's warmed up, when I go to the store after it's all warmed up and I come out about 30 minutes later, it's hard to start. But I say hard to start. I'm not saying it won't start. Hard to start. Eventually, if I floor the accelerator, not pump it, floor it, it'll eventually start up. But it puts out a strong odor of gas. So I don't know what's going on there. Somebody said it could be the temperature sensor not reading stuff right for this truck. I don't know. So anyway, uh, like I said, if I can, I'll answer any questions that you need answered. So thank you for watching. If you hadn't subscribed, hit that subscribe button or hit that like button if you want notifications when I do stuff. Hit that bell button too. But also let me know in the comments if y'all do watch what you want me to do, gaming or this, because I'm kind of in between of what I want to do and what y'all want to see. So do remember too that I only have a Dodge pickup, so that's all I can show you. If I work on anything else, I'll show you. But I do work on lawnmowers, push mowers here and there, so I'll probably do a couple things with that. So, but probably not anytime soon. But when I do, I'll post them. So anyway, y'all have a good one, and till next time, this has been Viper Venom.